Welcome back to Let's Play Zelda Classics Stranded, and welcome to level 5. And these are the introduction to blue bubbles. So this one is an item bubble, and this one is a regular sword bubble. And of course, in the following room after that, you have more bubbles. So here is where we're going to get all of our items that we're going to need for using the bow. And first things first, we want to grab the arrow. Now these are not your normal likes. These are life likes. They don't eat your shield, they eat your life, which is quite worse, I think. So you want to start off by going to the left. Now this dungeon has a lot of enemy respawn in it, which kind of makes it more challenging than you'd think. And of course, having the blue ring is very helpful too. And of course, the boomerang makes things easier too. And you want to go down first. And we still can't hold any arrows yet, but that'll change. So here's you're gonna find a key. Okay, so now I'll let you take me back to the start. Alright, so from the start now, we are going to go up. And we can finally go to the right. Now that we have a key. These are Zold trebles. Fire Zold trebles. And they drop refills for you. And you actually want to go down. And this room is going to be kind of messy. There's 10 likes in here. I wouldn't go in here, just go in here like a bull in a china shop. I would wait until you at least get rid of some of them. You know, use your boomerang to stun them. You know, once you get rid of the majority of them, then you can go in and finish the last couple. And here's where your compass is. And you're gonna go up. And here's another manhandler. So get rid of the likes first. Or whatever, I mean, whatever you get rid of first is fine. Thankfully, the manhandler won't respawn. But continue on up. Now, you can see we don't have a key yet. So, you want to go to the left first. And just get rid of some of these enemies here. And remember, Gibdos are weak to the candle. And if you should get caught by either a like or and get caught by a like, you could be in a lot of trouble. So you gotta be careful. So you want to come into this room briefly. Can't do anything in there yet. But you want to get the whispering. And now it makes all the bubbles temporary, so you'll temporarily lose your sword, but thankfully not too long. And it makes all the bubbles like flashy bubbles, essentially. And this room could be kind of interesting. Which we were already in already. But again, instant enemy respawn in this place is going to be the only... And there is good things about it, is because, you know, you'll get arrow drops. And this should actually sound familiar to you guys if you played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at all. You know, watching the TV show as a kid in the '80s was really great. You know, using your candle against these guys is not really a bad idea. And you really want to make sure that you have the whispering coming into this part, because you can get a lot of trouble with these wall masters if you don't. And once the door opens, you just go down here. I don't actually understand why they have the blue bubbles down here, because see, here you get instant enemy respawn. And that's where you get a key. So you want to make sure you get that key. Just looking at my map. And just killing these guys again. So that's the sword beam. And here you want to be really careful not to fall, or at least not yet to fall. We will fall later. Just be really careful. The like move quite fast. I think there's actually instant enemy respawn in that room too. Luckily, the fire souls drop hearts for you. And there's another key. So you should have 2 keys at this point. It's actually not... The item bubble is actually kind of useless right now. So you want to now go down. And here you just have a lone dig dodger. So just, you know, use your boomerang to stun him. It's probably your best bet. And there's your map. And so your goal is to get to the corners, you know, so you can get your items. So, and of course now we can drop in and go back to the start. And you should have 2 keys right now at this point. Just again looking through my map here. Gotta go up first. And you really should have the whispering at this point. And if you don't have it, you're going to be in a lot of trouble really shortly. And you're going to have to F6 back to the start. And get your sword back. Because there's a really nasty room right here coming up. And this kind of looks subtle. But there is something in this room. And yeah, you can kill the fire souls in one shot if you are willing to use bombs. But luckily they drop a lot of refills for you. So you want to use your whistle here. And I use the bubble to get myself into that room. And you're going to want to keep your whistle out. You do want to come here, but you don't want to come here without the whispering, of course, because if you get caught by a like and don't have your sword, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So now you want to go up, and this looks empty, so you want to blow your whistle here. And here is your quiver bag. So now we can finally hold arrows, which is really nice. And, you know, this is actually not a bad thing that they respawn, because, you know, now you have a better chance of them dropping arrows, and now that you can actually hold arrows. Uh-oh. Come on, give my sword back. Make sure you don't leave the dungeon without finding the boss key. So yeah, you definitely want to find the whispering. Yeah, especially for a room like this. And there's your boss key. I mean, if you do all that exploration, you really should not have too much of an issue with this place. So I am gonna kill all these guys again, because you do need arrows for this dungeon. Not to beat the boss, but to beat the dig dodger. I mean to beat the Goma. And make sure you find the bow before going back to that Goma room, because otherwise you can't beat the dungeon. So. Pick up some arrows. And you notice you have a key finally, so now you can go up. And again, in an empty room, here's your whistle. And this will bring you to the other corner with 10 likes. I should have had my boomerang ready. Right now you could hold 30 arrows, I believe. But that's going to be corrected pretty fast, because remember, you already got one bomb bag upgrade. So you probably will get we'll be getting another quiver pretty fast, actually. And this room could be kind of on the annoying side. Especially I don't have sword beams. So I might actually want to use bombs, since it takes them out. Oh, that's even better. And a clock is even better. And you know what you could do? You could actually use that to grind in this room, which is kind of cool. So what you do is, you hit him once, and he'll just keep respawning. Just keep letting them respawn until until they have maxed out or whatever. And there's your bow. But now we can finally use arrows. It's been so long since we've had bow and arrow. And yeah, they'll just respawn again. Yeah, so you have instant enemy respawn in a lot of these rooms. Which could be good, could be bad, it really depends. So now our objective is to get to that Goma room that we couldn't do anything about before. Because now we can. Now, at this point, you want to have your whispering. I suppose you could try to damage boost yourself away, but more than likely you're not going to make it. So, and here you have Dark Nut. So, If you don't have the Whispering and you want to try to damage boost yourself past that, by all means, you can. But if you fail, you're going to have to F6 back to the start and go find the Whispering. You're kind of expected to have it at this point, since you would have lost both your sword and your P-button item. So, and yeah, I'm taking these guys out from the safety of the doorway. And here you just have more bubbles, and I would suggest just taking them all out before trying to go to that stairway. And there's a magic jar there for a reason. Because here you find a heart piece. If you look at that other eye, there is a bombable wall there, but basically it says that's the wrong eye. So just use this path here. And you really want to make sure you have the Whispering at this point. Again, like I said, it's kind of thought that you have it already. And here you have a Superman handle, huh? And that is Triforce piece number 5. So we still can't do anything here. So this is the level 4 war point, remember. And believe it or not, this is the level 5 war point. Which I guess is okay, but and then that should take us to the level 1 war point. But we actually, there's something we haven't been able to do yet. And having the arrow will change all that. I just want to make sure I have an enemy bait. It's always a good thing to have enemy bait around. You know, you never know when you're going to need it. So our first priority now is to go all the way back to this area here, because there's something there. And of course, now that you have the red candle, you can burn any bush you want, and you can spend all your time trying to burn bushes. You know, just burn all you want. All right, so if you remember, quite a while ago, I said you couldn't go this way yet. And there's a reason you couldn't go this way. Because here you need a stronger power bracelet, and here you need the arrow. So, moving on now. And the enemies are going to get a little more difficult now. don't think there's anything burnable on this screen. Yeah, having the red candle makes this so much easier. You know, if you don't want to map it out or whatever. And it's really nice that there's a lot of bushes around. So you don't necessarily have to worry about that. So if you go in here, you find another arrow shop. So here we're going to get the upgraded quiver. And just because we're going to get another 30 arrows just to set ourselves up better. And yes, I'm going to try to leave one enemy on some of these screens here. So, you obviously cannot jump across this. I mean, even if you tried, you're going to fail. So this is basically telling you what item you need to use there. And that is basically the hook shot. Just get rid of some of these Lionels. Almost get all my money back anyway. And we'll come back to that in a second. And there's obviously a hook shot spot here for a reason. And I believe that's on the other side. And an obvious spot to bomb there. And you can't do anything in here for a long time. You're told when you can use that. And here's a magic shop, which is kind of useless. I mean, you really shouldn't need that. And here's just more money if you should need it. Forget if there's something on this screen or not. Don't have anything written down. Could always check later. So anyway, if you come on here, you're gonna find the Hookshot Cave. All right, so join me next time as we take out the Hookshot Cave. I'm Nitro6003. I'll see you guys all next time.